Have you ever told yourself that you lack confidence and that is why you're not good at auditions, a routine, or a specific technique? This phrase alone could be stopping you from making it onto your dream team. Your results are ultimately a manifestation of your thinking. Okay? I want you to think about that. Your results are ultimately a manifestation of your thinking. Your thinking informs your actions, and your actions informs your results. So what you think dictates what you do, and what you do dictates what your results are. The very thinking about I'm not good at XYZ or I can't do this could be the thing that is keeping you from achieving results and your dreams. Self-talk is defined as the endless stream of unspoken thoughts that run through your head, and they can either be positive or negative. Just yesterday, I was on a one-on-one session with a dancer who is looking to audition for NFL and NBA teams this season, and we were going through improv or freestyle. Before we started, she was talking about how she never practices it and is not very good at freestyle or improv. And after her first run through, I asked her, how did you feel? She was like, I felt really uncomfortable. I told her, I felt uncomfortable watching you because I could tell that you were uncomfortable. And I will tell you that this also happens at auditions. I've been sitting as a judge, watching dancers, wanting to make it onto their dream team, and I felt uncomfortable watching them because they felt uncomfortable. And it wasn't because they weren't skilled or they couldn't dance. It was all about the energy they were exuding because of the way that they were talking to themselves. You want the judges to have their eyes on you and not want to take their eyes off of you. You want them to be captivated by your movement and your performance. You don't want them looking the other direction because they feel uncomfortable and that uncomfortable feeling exuding off of you. You want their eyes locked on you and that they have to peel them away to look at another dancer. So, how do you fix all of this? It all comes back to your self-talk. And we fix this by identifying our negative self-talk, and then we recognize those patterns, and then we replace them. There are 4 types of positive self-talk. There's calming, which is telling yourself to relax and to breathe. There's instructional, where you're saying, hey, make sure you bend your knee here. Make sure your arm's straight here. Make sure your chest is tall here. There's motivational, telling yourself, like, let's go, hyping yourself up. And then there's focus, of telling yourself, don't think, just concentrate. And with these 4 different types, you are ultimately going to have to choose what is the best option for you. And so making sure that you are identifying the negative self-talk and then testing out and seeing what works best for you. It has been shown that most of the times for athletes, motivational and instructional can be the most helpful. So the instructional is helpful if you have tasks that are requiring you to improve your skill or technique. And motivational is helping you with endurance or boosting your confidence during a competition. Hello, auditions. When I think back to the auditions that I've judged, I think of a double turn that is put into a routine. There's dancers who go step, 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 prep, turn, turn, out, and they hit it. Easy. And then there's those dancers who they go step, 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 prep. And then right before, I can almost feel them like pull back and hesitate. And then they do the double turn and they either fall out of it or they're worried about it. And that, in that moment, I can almost see negative self-talk just brewing in their brain. If you are someone who struggles with, say, a double turn, before you go into an audition or a routine that you know has the double turn, are you saying, I'm going to nail this? This is going to be so easy. This is going to be great. Or are you saying, man, I hope I don't fall out of this one again. Oh, I just hope that I can get around once. Those 2 different scenarios could be the thing that determines whether you actually do it. So what's interesting is that your subconscious doesn't actually know the difference between a truth and what you're telling it. So you could be telling yourself, I'm not good at this thing, or you could be telling yourself, yes, I'm going to nail this. And your subconscious looks for that truth to prove it right. If you say, I'm not good at it, it's going to prove you right and make you fall out. Or if you say, hey, I'm going to nail this, you're going to be more likely to nail it because your brain is going to figure out how to make that a truth. There was actually a study done in Japan that showed that positive self-talk improved physical performance by 11%. The research was based around a simple balancing exercise. The students completed the exercise, were given 30 seconds to rest, and went straight back into the balancing a second time. And between the sets, the students were told to pay attention to their self-talk. Some reported having negative self-talk and some reported having positive, and then some had a mix of both. The students that reported using positive self-talk actually sustained their balance 1 second longer than those who didn't have the positive self-talk. And that increased their performance by 11%. And that, if you are a turner or someone who is working on your turns, could be the difference between your single and your double, right? That could be a huge difference for you. Now, I know some of you might be thinking that this is a little bit too woo-woo, and I just want to leave you with the benefits of positive self-talk to help you get yourself around that corner, because mindset is half the battle. Positive self-talk can improve your confidence. Hello, that's what we started talking about in the beginning. It can positively affect your performance. Yes, please, auditions. And then it can also reduce your stress and anxiety. I don't know about you, but if I start harping on something negative, I can go into this downward spiral. And it's like this never ending negativity that just keeps taking you down and down and down. Versus when things are positive, it's a lot more light and easy and free, right? Isn't that the way that you want to feel when you go into auditions? Confidence of better performance and reduced stress and anxiety. Ultimately, that is the way that you want to feel, I believe. So if there's anything that resonated with you on this episode today, I encourage you to get yourself into a room or get yourself in the arena. And what do I mean by that? We have 2 options for you that is going to help you get this going. So you have our Unleash Your Inner Pro program, which is a monthly program where you learn choreography from pro choreographers, and then you actually get to perform it in front of myself and a former or current pro dancer, and you get actual feedback that's tangible, and you rinse and repeat over and over again throughout that entire performance call. And you will get experience of, okay, what am I saying to myself during this one? What am I thinking during a hip hop routine? What am I thinking during a jazz routine that has a double in it and a kick? You can then pinpoint those pieces that are holding you back that you can then flip, right? The other option is that you come to our mock auditions in Las Vegas on March 15th. That will give you the experience of what it takes to go through an entire audition process, which if you've done an audition process before and you haven't made it onto a team, it'll be helpful for you to know, like, where are you getting stuck, and get personalized feedback on what you can improve on to make it to the next round, to make it to finals, or even make it onto a team. And if you haven't auditioned before, this is the perfect opportunity for you to get in a dress rehearsal of what the real thing is going to be like. I think we often underestimate how long auditions are going to take, what it's going to take a toll on our body, and how much energy we're going to need to exude. But it's the perfect opportunity for you to really get that feeling of what it's actually going to take. I'll make sure to leave the links in the show notes for both of those programs. If you have any questions about the program and you're wanting to know if it's a good fit for you, feel free to DM me at the Cultivate code, and I'm happy to chat it out with you. And I hope that this was helpful for you. And if it was, I would love for you to write a review. These reviews are super important in the podcast and YouTube space to be able to know how we're doing and get this message to other dancers like you. So make sure to rate and review, and I will see you next week.